but how much money we've put in out of pocket, I'm hitting the brakes on the spending. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be doing a before and after video. I'm gonna show you guys my rental. It was a hoarder house. It looked terrible. It's actually the ugliest house that I've ever bought. But first we gotta go to Home Depot, pick up some supplies. Right now we're waiting on one of my neighbors. They lost their dog, but let's go pick up some supplies and then we'll be off to the house. I'll break down numbers and everything. Also, it's really windy in Houston today. I have no idea what's going on. Guys, this stuff right here, if you're re-fertilizing your yard, this is the best stuff. Out of this whole aisle, I've brought yards back to life with this stuff right here.
Oh. Like the Evon in Fortnite's just like...
Alright guys, we've made it to the rental. It is super windy. I was going to try to start outside and film the outside of the house, which I'll give you guys a walk around. We didn't do too much. The main thing is landscaping, which is why we're also here as well. Once you see the backyard, you'll totally understand. But I want to give you guys a walkthrough and show you, first I'm going to show you the video of what it looked like before. Now, think about when I bought this house. This was a hoarder house. This house had been vacant, I think, for like 6 or 7 years. And it had a hole in the roof, like it was just terrible. But take a look at this video and tell me if you guys would buy this deal, because it's literally, it was the worst house that I've ever bought. But now that we're complete, I want to give you guys a walkthrough and show you what it looks like now, and then I'll talk about some of the things that we've done. I mean, you're going to notice a lot of them, but I mean, new floors. I mean, look at this big space. And then we go here into the kitchen. We got basically everything is brand new except for the appliances. I actually went used on the appliances, but new cabinets, new granite. I mean, you couldn't even walk in the kitchen the first time I walked this property. Nice sized bedroom. And this bedroom actually had a hole in that ceiling in that back corner when we bought it. And originally this home was listed as a 2-2. So this was actually connected to this room. However, we saw the space, so we went ahead, we added a wall, so now it's a 3-2. But then back here we have the master, huge master, as you guys can see. And I mean, we went down to the studs at this house. Pretty much everything in this house is brand new. New plumbing, floors, and this is the master bathroom, new tile. And then what we did back here is we actually got rid of the garage and turned this into a bedroom. And this is actually a 4th bedroom, so kind of like a double master. And they both connect to the same bathroom. Beautiful tile. And then in here, this was a half bathroom. So it was a 2-bed, 1.5 bath actually. And what we did is in the kitchen, there was a pantry right here, but we actually already have a pantry. So we just flipped it and turned this into a beautiful shower. And then we have the little vanity, boom. So like I said, I mean, we took this from a 1.5 all the way up to a 4.2. We gained about 250 to 300 square feet. So now we're up to about 1,200 square feet. And we lost the garage, but we have a huge long driveway. and it really worked out. But let's go knock out some yard work, and then I'm gonna finish the video and talk about numbers with you guys. All right, let's talk about the meat and potatoes, the numbers of this deal. So when I contracted this property originally, the wholesaler reached out. He was asking $85,000, and I was like, it was still a decent deal, but I was like, let me go take a look at it because it was a hoarder situation. I'm very happy that I did because it was a lot worse in person. I told him honestly I'd be closer to 40,000 than anything, not thinking that it would work. And the next day he got back with me and asked if I could do 60,000. I told him I could maybe do 50, and then we landed at 55,000 was the purchase price. So then I brought my lender in and I did a total loan of 105,000 to be able to get some money to do the repair. And at closing, I walked away with $48,000, which is crazy. And I thought that was gonna be enough for the rehab. It was not. We went over budget, and let's talk about it. So I contracted this property for $55,000, and originally when I came in my mind, there were some things that I thought we could get away with, not necessarily get away with it, but that wouldn't need to totally be redone, that we could make work since it was going to be a rental. But what I quickly learned is because of the hole that was in that back bedroom, what I had estimated for repair cost of drywall was around $6,000 to $8,000. That ended up being $15,000. So my original bid for my contractor was $50,000. I was like, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna be able to do that much. We agreed on, I think, 42,000, and we ended up, because certain things came up, you start taking down walls, more and more things happen, right? You start realizing, and my total all in is 47,475 with him, right? Now, like I told you guys, I repiped this entire house. My plumber did that for $3,000. I redid the roof on this house. It was actually the first thing that I did, and that was my first big hit because originally the roof was only gonna be $5,300, and when they took off the shingles, pretty much I had to rebuild the entire top of this house. So what originally was gonna be $5,300 ended up being $8,500. I ended up having to have some HVAC repairs. That was only $650 because the unit outside was actually rather new, and the inside heater and everything like that was good, furnace, and the inside furnace and everything like that was good as well. And then this place was a jungle. I'm gonna show you guys a picture actually right here of what the backyard looked like before. And I'm gonna show you guys in a minute, it's just really windy outside, what it looks like now. And that cost me $2,700 alone. And then dumpsters, I went through 3.5, I think 3 40-yard dumpsters and then a 20-yard dumpster. So 4 dumpsters total. That ended up costing me $2,462. So all in on the first portion, or the main portion of the construction budget, is $63,310. Now note, like I said, my total loan is for 105, so 48 of that, you know, I got at closing, so that wasn't a big deal. But then I started going over budget. Then I had clean out at the very beginning. That alone was $1,500 on top of the dumpster cost, because it was a hoarder house. It was so bad. There was so much stuff in the backyard, guys, as you could see. And it was just terrible, I'm not gonna lie to you all. And then we had a couple other miscellaneous things like make ready that I had my handyman come do. So all in on this, guys, what we thought I was gonna be around, you know, 100 to 105, we're actually all in around $127,000. And that's without some holding costs in there as well. Now on this property, we're gonna be doing the BRRRR strategy. And if you guys are unaware of what that is, that's when you buy a home, you rehab it, you rent it out, you refinance, and then you repeat. So this will actually be my 3rd BRRRR property, and we plan on doing a lot more this year. But I've already spoke with my lender. We're gonna be doing a cash out refi. So the $17,000 that I ended up coming out of pocket, I will actually get back, and I should get actually another 12 to 15,000 on top of that. But this next part is so important because I'm going to be taking advantage of what is called a non-QM loan. That is a non-qualifying mortgage, meaning that it's solely based off of the deal. Yes, the interest rate is a little bit higher rather than that traditional rate of getting 3 to 4%. You're going to be paying anywhere from 4 to 6%. However, it's solely based on the deal, and they only run your credit, which this is why it's important to have good credit. Now you can do it with bad credit. Your interest rate is just going to be you know, closer to 8% or maybe 10%. I think right now we're looking at about 4.75, which is insane because the last BRRRR that I actually did, I came out to 4.75%, and that was a conventional 30-year fixed loan. So it's like, if I can still end up around what I did on the conventional with the non-QM, it's less hassle. If you guys have ever done a traditional refinance, it's really, really tough. They're always asking for so many documents. It's so annoying, but it's a part of the process, right? So with that being said, we're gonna try this new product, and if it works out good, Ben and I are gonna be utilizing that all year, even with our Airbnb portfolio and our traditional rental portfolio that we're building that each of us have as well. Now, they're not all gonna be great deals like this, but the fact that you can literally be paid to buy a house and add an asset, I'll have, you know, 50 grand or so in equity. This property is only gonna go up in value. Everything's basically completely new, so I'm not gonna have to worry about it for a few years. And I'm gonna put a renter in here, and we'll make anywhere from, you know, $250 to hopefully $450 in rent, which is totally cool with me. It's really just leverage. And I wanna keep building these, and then maybe in a few years have a nice portfolio, and then I'll do an even bigger refinance and get a lower rate and pull out more equity and go buy more homes. And that's what I wanna, you know, point out to you guys, is like, you just keep stacking and you just keep stacking and playing a game of Monopoly, and eventually in 10 years, you're gonna have a few million worth of assets that you can now leverage to go buy bigger properties, and that's our goal in the next couple years. But you know, the BRRRR strategy is just so powerful because you can just keep stacking assets, and then you can build up a portfolio, and then you can do a portfolio refinance and then pull out even more equity, buy bigger deals. So that's just literally our game plan with this. Even with the new development, I haven't really talked to you guys about, I'm gonna do a whole video on that, but we're gonna be building up and still doing the BRRRR strategy. It's just so powerful. But I wanna show you guys before I forget, let's go take a look at the backyard, because we've done a lot of cleanup, but it's still nowhere where I want it to be. But how much money we've put in out of pocket, I'm hitting the brakes on the spending. So we have a little bit of grass growing back here, but as you guys seen or saw earlier in the video, we were throwing down seed because it'll help it grow back. It's about to be spring. It'll hopefully get warmer, the rain and everything. I know the fence is really janky. We'll get it fixed later. Like I said, I'm just done spending money, but it's gonna make a very nice rental, and we'll hold on to it forever. But if you guys have made it this far, I really appreciate you guys watching. If you could like, subscribe, make sure you're following me on Instagram and TikTok. Until next time, peace.